Okay, boy, the Mission Impossible movies. I love pretty much all of these films to some extent. If I turned on any one of them at any point, I will watch it to completion without question. That's all of the Mission Impossible movies. I feel the same way about all of them. Some I certainly do like more than others. Some I really love. Some are pretty good, but I enjoy all of them. I don't think there's a bad Mission Impossible movie, despite what people like to say about the second one. So I'm going to kind of talk about my love for these movies and then give what will probably end up being a fairly brief review of the final film, The Final Reckoning. So let's talk Mission Impossible. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Before we get started, subscribe to the channel, notification bell, all that good stuff. You know what to do. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on X, follow me on Rumble. That's where I also post these videos. Okay, I really do enjoy all the Mission Impossible films. I wasn't kidding when I said that in the intro. Mission Impossible 1, saw it when I was a kid, had no idea what the hell was going on. It was entertaining. I thought it was really cool when Tom Cruise took the gum and smashed it in his hand and stuck it on the helicopter, and Jean Reno blew up, and John Voight blew up, and then the movie was over. I love that movie. It's goofy. It seems a little bit self-aware, and ultimately it's an enjoyable film. Mission Impossible 2. Okay, there's like a lot to unpack. I could talk about Mission Impossible 2 forever. Okay, it's a John Woo movie. It's a very John Woo movie. It has the scene with the doves. It has my all-time favorite mask reveal when he puts the mask on the bad guy and then Sean Ambrose kills him and then he realizes he killed like his sidekick. It's all, I love all of that. That movie is also responsible for Hugh Jackman becoming Wolverine. If you were wondering, what is he talking about? Originally, Doug Ray Scott, who plays the bad guy in Mission Impossible 2, was cast to play Wolverine in Bryan Singer's 2000 movie, X-Men. He was unable to because he was shooting Mission Impossible 2. So instead of Doug Ray Scott, we got Hugh Jackman, and the rest is history. So his kind of entire career and existence exists because of Mission Impossible 2. The plot is like insane. There's this virus and this antidote to the virus, and like a plane gets crashed, and at one point in the movie, there is guy on a Ducati and guy on a Triumph, and those are motorcycles, and they're driving towards each other at a high rate of speed. They both jump off of their respective motorcycles and collide in the air. This is the most far-fetched moment in all of the Mission Impossible movies, because as somebody who rides motorcycles, I can assure you, both of those men would be completely dead. And the motorcycles like blow up underneath them. It's all stupid. And then they like fall like 50 feet on the beach and land, and they get up, and they're obviously in some pain, but they look fine. It's so cheesy and dumb. I love Mission Impossible 2. Tom Cruise's hair is like amazing in that movie for some reason. The mask reveals are all great and goofy. Great, cheesy bad guy. Anthony Hopkins is just in that movie for some reason, and I love it. Mission Impossible 3. Saw that when I was living in New Mexico. Really did enjoy it when I saw it. I think it's aged pretty well. I don't think it's the best of these movies. We get introduced to Ethan Hunt, who's now married, and he's like drawn back into the IMF because this girl goes missing. There's this incredible like action sequence in this factory when he's rescuing this his like protege, and it's really cool. I think overall it's got some like interesting twists and turns. Philip Seymour Hoffman is a really good bad guy in that. Overall, it's a solid film. Ghost Protocol. This is when like the stunts start to become insane, because Tom Cruise is running on the outside of the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, and he just wants to do that, so he puts in a movie, and it's really cool. And then after that, we got a little bit of a change of pace when we got into Ghost Recon. Ghost Protocol, Mission Impossible 4. Brad Bird, who's known for directing The Iron Giant, The Incredibles movies. I believe he also did Ratatouille. His first live action film, and his I think he did Tomorrowland too, but really this was his first big live action movie. And it's pretty good. I would say it's like a solid B. It's got Jeremy Renner in it. Paula Patton is in it for some reason. She's like a terrible actress in this movie. It somehow still works. The action overall is pretty good. The plot of like nuclear device blowing up is tried and true and is kind of cheesy here. They blow up the Kremlin, which is dope. Don't do that in real life. 0 out of 10 would not recommend. And then we get the change of pace. Then we get the Christopher McQuarrie era of Mission Impossible. We get 4 movies from that. We get Rogue Nation, we get Fallout, and then we get these last 2 movies. So Rogue Nation, I really think that movie has aged really well. I go back and watch that one, and I really like it. It's probably one I appreciated less when I saw it, but on repeat viewings, I think it's awesome. We get Rebecca Ferguson. We get the crazy stunt underwater. We get Benji like doing this cheesy thing where he has to like walk through this scanner that like scans the way he walks, and they have to like upload this stuff into a mainframe, and it all happens at the last second. It's so dumb. There's a scene in the Opera House where they try to take out the like president of some country, and everything is like chaos. It's great. Great bad guy in this too. Love the bad guy. We also get him carrying over into Fallout. And then Fallout, right? We get Henry Cavill, the reloading arms, the crazy bathroom fight. The dude gets his face smashed with a laptop, which I love. The completely insane helicopter chase. The very far-fetched, and clearly they didn't just film this as it was in the movie because everybody would be dead. But the helicopters crashing together and then falling. The crazy scene with the hook, and then more nuclear weapons. Julie is back. He laughs at the end. It's great. Also, they pretend to be Wolf Blitzer on CNN in the beginning of the movie, and it's weird and completely works. Alec Baldwin, also in this one. He was kind of introduced in Rogue Nation. And yeah, so I love these movies. And then we get the last 2, right? These are the 2 big ones. We get Dead Reckoning, which was originally called Part 1. They were going to shoot the movies back to back. COVID happens. They split them up, shot them separately. I really like Dead Reckoning. I think that I thought the AI angle actually worked really well. The phantom torpedo that the ship launches, and then the AI like tricks them into running into their own missile, is something that's like, it's very chaotic, and it seems like something that a rogue AI system would do if it wanted to essentially like protect itself by sinking to the bottom of the ocean. And it does exactly that. And the way it takes like the voice recordings from Benji and then starts to use that as its own voice. The whole entity thing I think is tremendous. Got some good car chases. It also has some pacing problems. I love the scene where he gasses the security briefing. It's just tremendous. The train sequence at the end is amazing. There's just some shots that linger a little bit too long. There's a nightclub sequence where nobody says anything. They just kind of like look around at each other, and then they keep looking around at each other. And then they're like, all right, we're just going to like, I'm going to keep looking at you. You're going to keep looking at him. He's going to keep looking at you. You're going to keep looking at me. And it goes on for like 10 minutes, and it's a complete waste of time. It contributes nothing to the movie. There's a lot of that in Dead Reckoning that I think was kind of stupid. And then now we get the final reckoning. And to be completely honest with you, I love this movie, and I was exhausted at the end of it. I actually don't think it's too long. I think it's just long enough. I think any bit longer and it might wear out, it's welcome. But I'm going to spoil the movie, so you've been warned. I think if you're going to kill off a main character, I really liked how they handled Luther's demise. His relationship with Ethan has always been very special. He's the only character that has been in every single one of these movies. And I think Ving Rhames has really like dug into that character a lot. it's not the most deep character in the world, but he and Ethan clearly love and care for each other. And I think the way he sacrifices himself to detonate this bomb without the nuclear core exploding is very like true to his character. And I like to see him make the sacrifice play. Obviously sad to see him go, but this is going to be the last of these movies. So what can you do? The stunts in this movie are completely insane. I like all of the AI stuff and the way all of that continues and this insane threat that the AI is. I love that the AI basically tells Gabriel to go kick rocks and he's just gonna like do it himself after he fails to get the key. The key MacGuffin, I think, was played up a little bit too much in the last movie. Here, like when Ethan just has the key and he doesn't lose the key, he just like puts the key in the thing and opens it and that's it. I think they like played down that MacGuffin aspect of it, whereas in Dead Reckoning, I think it was just too much. Simon Pegg continues to just be really good in this role. The stakes here are like incredibly high. Ethan has achieved like this mythological status. There's a ton of callbacks to previous films. John Voight's character's son is like a part of this movie. He's one of the characters that was introduced in the last film. I thought that was cool how they worked him into it. What else did I like? I really liked the plane stunt at the end. It's way crazier than I thought it would be. Not only did that, of course, Tom Cruise is like attached to the plane. He's not going to fall to his death. But the fact that they were still able to shoot and capture all that is a tremendous testament to the filmmakers. I think they did just outstanding work here between the pilots and the stunt coordinators and the cameramen. It's just, this is top-notch stuff. I was watching a clip the other day of Tom Cruise talking about that stunt when he's falling and his parachute sets on fire. So you don't know if he's going to be able to deploy his backup chute. And I didn't even think about it. But then I'm watching Tom Cruise talk about it. And he's like, yeah, so what we did is we like soaked the parachute in kerosene and in gas. And I was like, wait, so you guys actually you were falling and you lit your parachute on fire like for real. And it just burned up, and then you deployed the backup chute or the reserve chute. Okay, like they just did it. I love that they just did it. I think also I was really wondering if they were going to kill off Ethan. This is clearly the last Ethan Hunt movie. One would assume, but based on Hollywood's propensity to dig up old IP and rehash ideas, they could certainly do another one with Tom Cruise. I think keeping him alive was smart. I like the way it all kind of wrapped up. Another great callback I loved that Kittredge is back and was brought back in the last movie. I also loved that they finally talked about the rabbit's foot for Mission Impossible 3. And like that now gives that movie so much more punch and meaning in the big scheme of things. Because ultimately we come to realize, and one of the great twists in this movie is that Ethan Hunt is 100% responsible for the creation of the entity because its source code and its original form was the rabbit's foot, which he smuggled out of that lab in, I think, China, but I could be wrong. Anyway, love this movie, love all these movies. This might be my favorite one. Actually can't wait to see it again. It's long, but not too long. Christopher McQuarrie, great director. Tom Cruise is crazy. His insurance people have to be like terrified every time he does a film because he's producing these movies so he can do whatever the hell he wants. His weird Scientology stuff aside, I think he's great in these films and clearly likes to entertain audiences. He did essentially rescue cinema when he forced Top Gun Maverick into theaters. And yeah, so love these movies, love this movie. That's really all I got. I'm just like tired of talking about this movie because watching it was just exhausting. And I really loved it. So thanks so much for watching this video. Sorry this one was a little long-winded. Thank you for checking it out. Let me know in the comments what you think of Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. Are they going to do more of these films? At some point they will, maybe with somebody else. But let me know what you think, and I'll see you next Saturday. Still getting used to that at 9 a.m.